The forest was silent, eerily silent. Not even the wind dared to stir as officers, volunteers, and family members stood frozen, their eyes scanning the endless trees one more time. Everyone was exhausted. 2 full days had passed since 8-year-old Lily Carter vanished without a trace. The only sounds now were the crackling radios and the heavy breathing of people on the verge of breaking. And just as the sun dipped below the horizon on the second night, a bark rang out, sharp, urgent, and full of purpose. That bark would change everything. Lily had gone missing on a seemingly ordinary Saturday afternoon. Her family had been visiting her grandparents' rural property, a sprawling farm surrounded by woods and narrow hiking trails. It was supposed to be a weekend of laughter and marshmallows by the fire. But within moments, it became every parent's nightmare. One moment, Lily had been chasing a butterfly near the edge of the trees. The next, she was gone. Search teams were deployed within hours. Drones flew overhead. Bloodhounds picked up her scent and lost it in a thicket. Helicopters circled. Volunteers combed through the dense forest, calling her name, finding nothing but silence and heartbreak. The first 24 hours were crucial, but as hour 48 crept in, hope was wearing thin. Her mother, Sarah, hadn't slept. Her father, Jason, kept walking deeper into the forest until his legs gave out. People started preparing for the worst, except Officer Martinez and his partner, a 5-year-old German shepherd named Rex. Rex wasn't just any K9. He was a tracker with a record of success, but also a story of his own. Rescued from an abusive home as a pup, Rex had been trained into one of the finest K9 units in the state. He had a particular bond with Officer Martinez, who had once said, "Rex doesn't just follow scents. He follows souls." The duo had joined the search late, having just wrapped another case across the county. But the moment Rex was released into the forest with Lily's scarf in his mouth, something changed. The dog lowered his head, sniffed the ground deeply, and let out a low growl, the kind Martinez knew meant, "I've got something." What followed was a grueling trek into the thickest part of the forest, where most of the search teams hadn't gone, believing a child could never make it that far. But Rex disagreed. For nearly 3 miles, he led Martinez up muddy slopes, through thorny brush, across a stream that nearly swept them away. At one point, they lost the scent altogether when a sudden rain began to fall. Martinez feared that even Rex might give up. But the dog just stood still, lifted his nose to the air, and barked once, loudly, as if telling the rain itself to back off. Night was falling when Rex stopped suddenly. His ears perked, his tail straightened, and then, he bolted into a dark grove of trees. Martinez chased after him, heart pounding. And then he heard it. A soft whimper. He ran faster, stumbling through the brush, branches slashing his arms. And then he saw her. Lily. Curled up between 2 rocks, her arms wrapped around her knees, eyes wide with fear, but alive. "Lily!" Martinez cried out. She looked up, disoriented and weak, but the moment she saw Rex, her eyes lit up. "You're a good dog," she whispered, her voice barely audible. Martinez radioed for emergency services, tears streaming down his face. Lily was dehydrated, bruised, and had a minor ankle sprain, but otherwise miraculously unharmed. She had wandered far deeper than anyone thought possible, trying to follow the butterfly trail and then losing her way. She had huddled near a small stream for water and warmth, hoping someone would find her. When Lily was carried out of the woods, wrapped in a blanket and cradled in her mother's arms, every person present, tough searchers, weary volunteers, hardened police officers, broke into applause. But none louder than the bark of Rex, who sat proudly, tail wagging, eyes locked on the girl he had just saved. The story of Lily and Rex became a beacon of hope in their community. News stations ran segments. Children wrote letters to Rex. A mural of the dog was painted on the side of the local animal shelter. But beyond all the attention, the story carried something deeper. It reminded people that even in the darkest forests, even after the longest waits, hope does not die. Sometimes, it comes charging through the woods on 4 legs, barking like thunder. Because sometimes, miracles don't wear capes, they wear fur and a badge.